This is actually all the way, I guess about halfway around the world in Uruguay, right? So these animals are raised just as you see them on your screen in these beautiful open pastures, lots of clean water, and they're free roaming, right? They're never confined to a feedlot. Those are a lot of the things that you'll hear sometimes in the beef world. These animals are raised the way animals should be, on their own, in open air, with clean water, lots of land, and they're handled the right way. And they're also grass-fed. So unlike a lot of our steak products, which are pasture-raised and grain-fed, these animals are completely grass-fed. But don't let that scare you. A lot of people hear grass-fed and they think, oh, it's going to be tough, or it might have, a grassy taste to it because maybe it's not what you're used to eating. If you're looking for kind of a, a little bit more of a healthier alternative, this is absolutely the steak for you. But at the same respect, you're still going to have a great experience. Our customers love these ribeye steaks because we sought out to find the very best grass-fed beef. We came across this partner in Uruguay, I guess about 5 years ago now, Brittany. And when we met them, we went from Australia to the United States to Brazil to Canada to Mexico to find the best grass-fed beef, right? We wanted to see all the partners so we could try all of it and see really who stacked up, who had the very best ones. And hands down, with 30 people in the room, in our R&D room, every single person chose this beef from Uruguay because of, number one, the tenderness, just how tender it is, but also how flavorful it is. They just couldn't believe that it was grass-fed beef because it does not have that grassy taste, and it is very tender. And it's because of one thing. They've been doing this way for generations upon generations, right? Hundreds of years. It's a family old tradition in Uruguay where they respect the animals, they honor the land, and they value really simplicity and integrity. And they just do things the right way all the time.
And if I could just add, grass-fed beef is not one size fits all. There was a few years ago, you and I went to a high-end steakhouse in Philadelphia, and I ordered the grass-fed beef, and I wrote it off. I said, that's it, I'm done, I'm not eating this anymore. So when you presented this to me recently, I kind of didn't want to try it. I'm like, no, it's good. And he was like, no, you have to try this. We found the right one. And like you said, the pastures that they're raised on are very clean, but the code of conduct that they follow is very similar to the Rastelli families, just having a lot of respect, a lot of honor, and, basically honoring exactly what they do every single day for these cattle. And the flavor, it's amazing.
It is.
And a ribeye is a great steak to cook when you're searing it like this.
Definitely.
You can grill it as well. So we're just searing either side here. I'm going to make a quick sauce for this as well.
Perfect.
But this is an option that, again, your cooking options are really, really best when it comes to the ribeye steak, which I absolutely love being able to do stuff when I'm not on the grill. So this is item M8110. This is 8 of the 8-ounce grass-fed ribeye steaks. The 5 easy payments of $28.64 are going to go away at the end of the day today. So again, this is a great option to have for a gift. And then we have the auto delivery option. If you want to keep that for yourself and have a good thing coming, you can cancel at any time. And that's every 90 days for up to a year. So
Brittany, we've been to steakhouses and restaurants lately, right? Typically one quality steak like this, a ribeye steak, it costs anywhere from $35 at a low-end steakhouse to $55 for one piece, right? So you're getting 8 of them here today for 5 easy payments, which is $28.64. In addition to that, each one's going to come individually vacuum packaged like you see here, right? So you can pull 1 out of your freezer, 2, or all 8 if you're having a party. And I promise you're going to delight your guests. Look at this ribeye steak, right? Ribeyes naturally have a kind of a little bit of fat cover and a lot of marbling running throughout of it, like you see here. But you're going to eat from one end to the other. And I'm going to show you in a second why. So this is 8 ounces, but it's 8 ounces of all meat. There's not going to be anything left on your plate when you get done eating this steak. And that's what's really important. When you go to the grocery store and you buy a ribeye steak, this is what it looks like whole. You're probably saying, what is that massive thing sitting next to it, right? This is a whole, what we call prime rib of beef. Look at the amount of fat that you see here. This is what you get at the grocery store. So when you get a ribeye steak, they just cut it down into pieces. They'll typically be about 14 to 15 ounces in size, where these are 8 ounces, what we're selling to you. But because we take all the stuff that you don't want off. We take this and remove this complete cover, right? All the bone that's underneath of it. Look at all this. I mean, it's more than half of the rib, right? Which is why we end up with this piece like this, which is totally clean, and you're gonna cut 8-ounce steaks right down. So you're buying only edible product here. You're not buying the bone, you're not buying all that fat cover and all the things that you just frankly don't want to deal with when you're having a great steak experience. Whether you're at a steakhouse or in your home and you're having a really nice meal with you and your significant other or your family or your children, whatever it may be, you don't want to deal with all that, right? You want to just sit down and have a wonderful steak you can feel good about. And that is absolutely this grass-fed ribeye steak. Number one, because of the expert trimming that we do to it, like I just explained there, and the amount of time and care that our butchers put into ensuring that we give you a steak that is going to be lean, right? In a sense that you're not going to have any fat left on your plate when you're done eating it, but at the same respect is still extremely tender and very, very flavorful. So in addition to the steaks, you're going to get 8 of these great ribeye steaks. You're also going to get our signature seasoning. So you can take this seasoning, it has a resealable lid to it. Just tear the top off. And again, just take that seasoning from room temperature and sprinkle it on top of your steaks. You could do it before, or you can do it after, or you can do both, right? I actually like kind of a lot of salt. I'm kind of a salt guy. But if you just add that to it before and after, you're going to have a great experience. In addition to that, you're going to get this great grass-fed steak card. So it's going to tell you all the great things about your ribeye, what makes it so special. So this makes a great gift, right? If you want to send a wonderful gift to somebody, Father's Day is just around the corner, or even Mother's Day, if your mom loves a steak, this is a great option to send them. They're going to have 8 wonderful dinners, and I don't know much that says I love you more than that.
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of how we tell each other we love each other in our family. We sit around the table and we eat.
Right.
So I made one of your favorites, and then we have the TV Magic one coming out. So this was just a little bit of a mushroom cream sauce. We seared the steak, and then I'm going to finish this off in the oven. But I have another one right here, Ray, that we can plate.
Right.
And this is what it came out looking like. And we can serve this over a little bit of pasta, and we're ready to go with a nice meal. And then look how creamy this is and delicious. Do you think that maybe we can
love the mushrooms.
Eat one of these? I mean, we would share one of these.
Oh, well, that's what I was trying to get at, right? So these are 8 ounces, Brittany. But for somebody that maybe doesn't want to eat a whole 8-ounce steak, I mean, look how beautiful that is. 4 ounces is plenty. Just take this steak, cut it right down the center. Maybe you're having a little salad on the side, or like you did there with some, noodles and mushrooms. 4 ounces for the average person is going to be more than enough. So this
absolutely.
Can give you 16 great meals, right? Or 8 meals with your spouse or significant other. So they're going to go a long way because they're 8 ounces and they're completely trimmed. We've taken all that stuff off that you would traditionally get at the grocery store or even most butchers. And we've done all that work to make sure that you don't have to get that. That's what really separates this apart. Number one, of course, it's the quality, where the meat comes from. That's first and foremost. If you don't have quality meat that you can feel really good and really passionate about, our butchers can't do anything to it, right? But after that, you have to have people that really know how to ensure that they're going to deliver it to you in the right fashion. And that's what we do here. We want to make sure that every single piece gets put through rigorous testing and that our expert butchers cut it for you, just like we would give it to our mom. And we have a big saying right on the wall in our office here that says, if we wouldn't feed it to our mom, or we wouldn't feed it to our family, we wouldn't give it to you, right? We kind of use both of those sayings in tandem, but we wouldn't feed it to our family, we wouldn't give it to our customer, or if we wouldn't give it to our mom, we wouldn't share it with you. So we really do truly live by that, because if we don't, we can't really stand on our products and how much we feel greatly passionate about how good these are. But you're going to have a tremendous experience with this. Grass-fed, you can feel really good about it. But it's, again, an 8-ounce ribeye steak. It's my favorite steak because of the flavor that comes with the ribeye.
So are you making one of these steakhouse salads for Mother's Day? Because
yes.
I would love that. So just to lighten it up a little bit, we have the one with the heavy cream sauce, and over the pasta, it's really comfort food. We eat that when, it's cold out. But in the summertime, I love just a quick steakhouse salad. So we do some beef steak tomatoes. Ray will grill these. Again, we'll just have one for the two of us. Slice it down thin, put it over the salad with a little bit of blue cheese and some balsamic dressing, and dinner's ready.
Right.
So I love having these steaks available in the freezer. They don't take long to defrost. They're individually packaged and blast frozen like many of our items are. So you're just going to put them in a bowl of cold water for about 30 minutes. And then Ray always has a great tip. You want to let it sit, almost get to room temperature, take the steakhouse seasoning, add it, and then from there, do a quick sear, or you can grill it. And then it's just a really wonderful option to have, and I have to have a bite.
Yeah, jump in, please. But again, these are going to come individually vacuum packaged, like you see here. So you're going to get 80 of these, right? You can see how large they are in size. If you want to just cut it in half after you cooked it, absolutely can do that and share it for two. But vacuum packaged, they're going to last in your freezer for 18 months. They're going to hold up just that way. So if you put it in there today, 17 months from now, they're going to look just the same. But when you go to use them, if you know you're going to use them tomorrow or the next day, take them out of the freezer, put them in your refrigerator. They're going to hold up in this packaging in a refrigerated state in your refrigerator for 14 days, right? 14 days from the time you thaw it out. So if you don't get to it that day, or 10 or even 14, it's okay. That's because that vacuum packaging is locking out all the things that you don't want to be around your food. And it's what's ensuring 18 months from now, it's still going to look like this, not at that point, right?
Exactly.
So, really important.
Okay, so those 5 easy payments of $28.30